big boys.
Speaking of big boys, guess who went out of their way to say hi to us this weekend at the football game?
Did his buddy from
Tyson's dad was there.
Oh, yeah.
And because they're the people that, yeah, the world. He's arm wrestling champion, and there are all these people that glom up on him and everything like that. I've never done that with him, so he came over and he said hi to us. Called Steph babe. He's like, "Hey babe, how you doing?" And I'm like, "Ah." So I will say, this motherfucker I'm terrified of. That is one dude I am terrified of.
Hitchhiking on that road to the coast of Africa, it was nothing but, the gangs and warlords, and he's got $20,000 or something that him and another guy are running to the coast with. That's just nuts.
The weird stories.
Kind of like you, Ed, but a lot more violence.
Yeah, this dude, I'm a jocular drunk. I bet this guy, and I'm not saying because we're getting close to the top of the hour. I'll send you guys a video of him. I won't say his name, but this guy terrifies me when I'm around him.
The one where he's arm wrestling?
Yeah.
Just stay out of arm's reach, man.
He's a character.
He is.
He's a character, and he plays one on the.
Yeah, he's got that WWE mentality, over the top personality, like for real. And if you watch any football, you've seen him. So
yeah.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Everybody, welcome back. It's so nice to have everyone here this evening as we once again jump into the Princess of Celene homebrew campaign, episode 29. So to kind of sweeten the pot for you guys, remember this at the end of this evening, you'll get to level up. Yeah. Yay! Yeah. So keep that in mind. And that is all good. For those folks watching at home, thank you all very much for taking the time to check out our stream. The stream is evolving, as has always kind of been the plan, that we will probably be, hopefully by the beginning of summer or early summer, actually be turning this into a podcast. So, hey, hopefully we'll get that all squared away for you all, and you can listen to our shenanigans in your car or when you're, I don't know, masturbating. I don't freaking know what you all do. Your freaking podcasts, sitting there playing with yourselves. Thank you, Ed. Once again,
list, 2 beer penalties.
No penalties because I gave a warning. I warned everybody.
Yeah, we were warned. Yes.
Give the audience a warning.
There should be. Yeah, we did not give the audience a warning, but so here it is. Ed's lady has decided to make sure that he warns everyone that he is. He's left the reservation, so to speak. He cannot be held responsible for what he is saying or doing. So
responsible. Oh yeah.
Yeah, responsibility has kind of left the building when it comes to Ed this evening. So, but for the
Greg's is off because he's wearing those glasses to keep so we don't see his pupils.
No, it's actually this ring light. I got a new ring light. I screwed up the settings and it's too bright. So this is actually because you can see how bright it is. You can see it there. Ooh.
Oh yeah, it's pretty bright. Okay, so like I said, for those folks at home, I am Brian, your Dungeon Master, and as always, we're going to start off with introductions. with, of course, ladies first.
Linda, run a Babel Boots, Gnome Ranger, with her companion Bubbles the Ward. Bubble.
You're kind of breaking up. Sorry.
Fire fear.
Okay.
I get fear. Yeah, I'm Mike. I'm playing Kiffy Blackhammer, Dwarven Cleric of Fortubo.
Hello, I'm Pav. I play Kelix, a Paladin of Maronius.
I'm Russ. I play Jarngrimr Tolfenamathor Halderson, who is a fireman.
I'm Ed, and tonight I'm representing the 501st Military Intelligence Battalion.
Oxymoron. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. And I play Tomas Waverly, a squire of the yeomanry, bard, and fighter.
Hi. I'm Glenn. I happen to be also called Thimble. I'm an artist, and I'm going to war.
Okay. Alrighty. So the last time that we met, which was fortunate for us, was last week. You all had teleported into Antero's Mage Tower, which is on the grounds of Castle Oversight in the city of Pellic. Pellic is the capital of Bissell. And when you had arrived, you realized that the city was under attack by a dragon. Most of the city was on fire. A large portion of this tower had already been destroyed, and you had made your way down to street level to try to find out a little bit more information, and also to try to maybe defeat the dragon. Kelix went invisible and did some flying and got up and got into a tussle with the dragon, and it just didn't work out. Ed had used his, what was it, Ed? I believe it was Ed. Had used heat. It was like heat object
metal.
Or something. Yeah, heat metal. And Yarn had also tried to use a chromatic orb, which also it did work. So that was kind of cool. The end result was, though, after going a couple of rounds with this dragon, the dragon did eventually leave, and the city itself began to once again breathe a sigh of relief at its going. It was then at that point in time that they found that the temple to Heronius had been breached. The secret vaults below it, which held the charred remains of Toby Wildseed and the scepter. If you recall from, oh my gosh, it's probably like episode 3 or 4. Way back, is now missing, and they also found out that there had been the Margrave, the leader of Bissell, had fallen in the attack. His wife, Lady Ilia, gravely injured, but was saved by the quick action of Kiffy Blackhammer, who had unfortunately lost his uncle, Angus Plowbender, in the attack. And so, did I miss anything? Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. You had amongst all the chaos and everything, Kelix had been reunited with Melda. His sort of, yes. And so
United and it's understood.
So I believe I covered most of it. I hope so. If not, make sure to go back to episode 28 and check it out. Oh my gosh. But yeah, while, over the week we've had some interesting sort of occurrences on our Discord server. Pav has written a couple of short story additions to the adventure. And Pav, would you like to share those, or do you want me to take care of that?
I'll do it, Brian. That's fine. If you don't mind, I'm actually going to read it instead of try to.
Oh yeah, I would not ask you to do that, but yeah, please.
Wait a minute, I printed off my copy so I could do the other part.
Are you going to do the other part, Ed?
Paint me like your French pictures. Oh, that's out. Never mind.
So as everybody remembers, Kellex was, left alone in the temple while his comrades went off to check on other things. So despite the noises of the chaos after the desolation left by the dragon, either the sounds of nearby deteriorating buildings being consumed by fire, the cries of family members calling out the loved ones, or the loud voices of the guards shouting out orders penetrated the now decimated temple of Erroneous, or Kellex's senses in his current state. He kneeled before the slain body of Father Velo, his dark, withered skin indicating he was slain by darker means. Many emotions assaulted the young paladin's being, anger mixed with anguish at the loss of the good priest, the acolytes, the destruction of the temple, and the grand capital city of Pellic, and his inability to have done anything about it. Despite deep remorse and shame in knowing that what had obviously transpired here was the result of someone searching for and finding the cindered remains of the self-called Kender and his staff. Those same remains he and his companions had requested of the temple to keep safe. Fear and thoughts of uncertainty coiled around those other feelings. The ongoing war with Ket and their new ally, the Zyph Nation. What of the events in Steerich and the sudden appearance of Dark Elves? What of Toby and a possible subjugation or alliance with the undead creatures such as the vampires, and now a dragon? Was that Toby's or Ket's doing? What of the continued alliance negotiations with Celene? What of Melda? What of the elven maid that he has come to respect and love with all his heart? An elven woman that could or could not be a true elven princess of Celene. Can we still ask of her to go with us to Celene, to go before the queen in hopes that she is the lost princess? What if the queen decides she isn't her daughter and decides decides on severe punitive measures? Of course, Kellex would defend her or even take her place in whatever punishment is decided on. But would that mean further issues for Bissell with their need for allies in the war with Ket? Though are we now defeated with the destruction of Pellic? And what if she turns out to be a princess and the heiress of the throne of the Celene? Would that change things between Melda and him? Would they even be allowed to remain together? He could not see an elven nation seeing a high-born elf and a future queen to remain with a common human. Often those were the dictates of royalty. A tear fell from the paladin's eye, sadness now embracing his heart. You want me to read that?
Sure.
Bit too?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. All right, guys. Kelleck's thoughts continued to linger on Melda and what he and his companions were sent to do, and at the possibility of losing her. His thoughts gently shifted to the vision he had months ago when Timble and he were captured by the Kets. A scene where he was kneeling before Melda, and who he didn't realize until days ago was the elven fairy queen Yolanda. It looked as if he knelt before them in veneration, with the queen holding an elegant sword, its blade tip resting on Kellex's shoulder. At the time, Kellex thought it nothing more than a fevered reverie after his defeat and capture. Even now, he couldn't be imagining what he dreamed, changing to see what he wants to see. But maybe, just maybe, there was something more to it. He shifted his focus on Melda within the vision, on her long gold hair, her beautiful sylvan face, and the clothes she wore. He then noticed that upon her slender neck, she wore a simple silver necklace with a small trinket hanging just below her neckline. Though he could not clearly see the bauble in the dreamscape to see if it had any design or writing inscribed upon it, the outline of the trinket looked familiar. Still kneeling within the ruined temple, he reached up and placed his hand upon his chest. Underneath the padding and armor, Kellex could feel his mother's necklace press upon his skin. maybe there was a chance of hope. Kellex opened his eyes and looked again upon the deceased Father Vilo, saying another prayer to the Archpaladin for the good priest and his soul's swift deliverance to Mount Celestia. Kellex also gave the priest his silent thanks for the guidance that the Father had given to the young paladin. The Father was the only person that Kellex had ever told of his vision, as well as the first time he spotted a dragon on his way back from the front lines. It was the Father who advised that the sighting of such a creature was usually an omen of doom. He looked around the temple and back at the fallen priest. A shame that Kellex couldn't have foretold what that truly meant. Anger rose again within Kellex, but this time there was a determination to his face to ensure things would be set right, to include the dragon. The dragon, Kellex whispered to himself. It was the first time Kellex ever faced such a legendary and ancient beast in combat, if you could call that brief encounter actual combat. The paladin's intent was to get the dragon to focus on him and to bring the dragon to the ground somehow so he and his companions could deal with it together. But the paladin was unable to land a blow to the beast, and the dragon's fearful presence presented itself. It stopped Kellex hard in his tracks, unable to move. And then the dragon disappeared east, and was it the fear Kellex had gripped he was gripped by, or did he imagine seeing the dragon shed a bronze tear before it disappeared?
Wow. Whew. That's good. Okay.
Cool. Thank you.
So, yeah, this is great. So, I know that, so as you all are starting to kind of help, either folks, get to aid or such, I know that Kiffy and Timble are at Castle Oversight. I think, Tomas is still at the Temple of Heronius. I know that. Let me see how many other people are there. I think Yarn is still there, and Grenna is as well. So eventually, you all are summoned. Those who are not already at the temple, or at the temple, are summoned to Castle Oversight. Soldiers come and to bear the news that the Margrave has fallen.
Before I leave the temple, Brian, we talked earlier. We were discussing the qualities of the tear that came off of the dragon.
Yes,
and it was a molten tear. Did it harden? And would I have seen it and seen approximately where it fell?
Yes, it did. It hardened as it fell. And you can, after a couple of minutes of just investigation of the area where you were at, you were able to locate a tear-shaped brass object, probably about the size of your hand.
Okay. And out of that, because I'm using this to justify that wasn't a red dragon. It was another type of dragon. Would I be able to glean that from now interacting openly and everything? So
yes, correct.
Okay. And it's about the size of my hand. How much does it weigh?
You're probably, let's see, it's brass. You're probably making probably close to about 10 pounds. It's very dense.
Okay.
Got it. Okay.
Thank you.
Cool. So Kellex, as you were standing there, you finally stand up and observe what is going on around you. At this time, you hear the crumbling of wood and stone as you look towards the entrance. You see that some soldiers have actually have moved enough rocks and debris away that you were able to, instead of having to climb out or fly out, you can actually walk through. Two of the soldiers immediately approach you, salute you in reverence, and give you the news that you are requested at Castle Oversight. And one of the more
come back and then ask them to see to the father and the other acolytes.
They immediately affirmed that they are definitely will do that. You also see others file in behind them, bearing stretchers, and they start to, with reverence, pick up the bishop and place him upon the stretcher. The other ones are going down into the catacombs below to collect the acolytes that had fallen, trying to protect the secret chambers.
Before I depart, I'm going to actually. I probably should have done this last week, but I'll blame it on Kellix's emotional state. I'm going to cast Divine Sense. So hold on, let me just to see. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm trying to sense if there's anything lingering around that's evil.
The only thing that you sense is evil is just the lingering magic, the necromantic magic that was used to slay the bishop and his fellow priests and acolytes.
Right, cool. All right. I just wanted to, just more than anything, just to make sure that I was going to leave those guys alone with something potentially dangerous in there. All right. I leave. I make my way out, and I guess my other last question: how am I still flying?
Probably not at this point in time.
Okay, I didn't know how long the actual potion lasts for the spell. So, all right, cool. All right, I make my way out and find others. Actually, I look for Melda. The first thing I do is I look for her as soon as I.
Yeah, she's actually standing in the doorway once it has been cleared, and she immediately can tell by just the look upon your face, and she can see the quick work that is being done by the litter bearers as they pick up the bishop. She doesn't say anything. She just walks next to you out into the early morning sunlight. As you see, the rest of your or some of your comrades are out there making their way towards Castle Oversight.
I kind of say to her, it's definitely good to see you again. We have much to discuss, but first we need to get to the Oversight.
She says, "I totally understand. We'll have time to talk." So she walks with you, and eventually you all make it to the outside of Castle Oversight. Other soldiers are there, trying to sort of pick up the bodies that one of the crumbled walls that was being used in the defense of the keep, the very one that Captain Plowbender had died upon. Those bodies have now been picked up, and they're like laying on stretchers. So as you kind of walk past them, you can see exactly who are the ones who had passed. And amongst them, other than Plowbender, you also see the Archmage, the Court Mage, and Tarot is one of the bodies there as well. The whole entire place is kind of quiet. There's not really a lot of chatter. Every once in a while you'll hear someone who has a little bit of authority trying to guide a recovery effort. But other than that, it's the air is very still. The smoke is still thick in the air as you make your way into Castle Oversight. So you finally, the rest of the group enters the throne room, and they can see there, laid out on the ground there is the Margrave, and Lady Ilia is sort of being set up and propped up on one of the chairs at the throne. She looks from what you gather, she looks like she probably had sustained some damage, some injury during the attack, but she looks to be in good care. Kiffy is there trying to help, as well as Temple. As you all make your way in. At this point in time, one of the doors opens off to the side, and you see a kind of a dirty and battered Silvar, Heloris, the cousin of Queen Zan of the Vespi. It looks as though he has suffered a broken arm. He's got it all wrapped up and everything, and he walks in and immediately comes in front of you, Calyx, and renders a salute. And he says, Calyx, he greets each of you in turn. You can see that his demeanor towards you has changed. He shows a little bit more, maybe not friendliness, but at least not a hostile sort of as he greets each of you. And he says, Calyx, and he looks over at the Lady Ilya and says, I have some rather distressing news on top of everything else that you've seen here today. True light has fallen. We have probably 2 weeks before the armies of Ket and Zyf are at the gate. I don't know what else to tell you. And I mean, he looks defeated. I mean, this is definitely not the man that you remember before. And so he just kind of hangs his head. He's like, I don't know where to go with this.
Do we know our forces? Are we coming to at least what's the south? What was the town we went to south of it? Sajay?
Sajay?
Sajay? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they are going to try to put up as much of a defense as possible and try to slow them down. But it's with this dragon. The dragon just did not strike Pelik. It came from the north and hit every medium and large city all the way down to Pelik.
Oh,
Army.
Well,
what I'm hearing is that the dragon was sent from Ket.
That's what it sure seems like.
looks like Bissell's toast.
I guess we'll just wait for our next orders. I mean, obviously the Margrave, he's going to take a little while to recover. So I guess we need to look to the
Margrave, taking time to recover.
He's the ex-Margrave.
He's passed.
I'm sorry. I thought for some reason I was thinking Kiffy had saved him. Never mind. My bad.
Nah.
Saved Lady Ilya.
All right. All right. So we guess we'll need to speak with the Lady Ilya to determine our next course.
Well, he's probably in no state to actually do much at this point in time. We need to find what remaining senior personnel we have. And we got to start rounding people up and getting everything in order.
Okay.
Have we seen the court wizard?
He's out in
Yeah,
the courtyard.
outside.
He's
Yeah.
out in the courtyard, becoming room temperature.
Yes.
Hello, Court Wizard. How are you?
Yes. Unfortunately, Antero was also a victim of the attack.
But, it's a good idea that we might want to go back up to his tower because there might be things there that would be helpful.
I can leave that up to you, Yarn, if you want. I mean, whatever you need. Yeah, you're right. Who's the most senior officer here?
Me.
So as you look around, Kellex, you do realize that most likely you may be might actually be the ranking officer in Pellic completely.
Oh, yeah.
You hear Lady Ilia stir as she sort of sets up a little bit and looks at you. It looks at you all and says, "Oh, I'm so glad to see all of you here, and thank you again, Master Dwarf, for your healing." She just sounds she sounds tired. It says, "With the fall of the Margrave, unfortunately, there will be, if we have time, there's a council of nobles that must be called, for I cannot rule, for I am not I am actually a foreigner in this land. It will fall to one of you to pick up the mantle, or someone within our nation to pick up the mantle. And that will be decided by the nobles, depending on how fast they can get here, or if they can get here at all."
Is there a quorum of nobles that has to? Is there a number that's quorum?
There are 12 total. There has to at least be 10 who can arrive within. Unfortunately, they only have 3 days to make that trek.
So
I've already.
For the next 3 days, we're leaderless.
I guess my question is, I know during a time of war, there's always has to be, backup plans. So was there anybody amongst these nobles a possibility of being chosen if something did happen to the Margrave, especially since he was captured, just months ago?
Yes. Oh no, there are definitely those who will be able to step in to those shoes. Depending, of course, if they can come to an agreement. And if they can't, then we shall see. It said, unfortunately, though, I believe that at this point in time, we are kind of... I do have certain abilities and powers, but, not like my dearly departed husband. He said,
how responsible for these people do you feel?
You,
as you have stated, you are a foreigner in this land.
True.
But my greatest concern is with your safety.
Said,
my allegiance is not that of Bissell, but of you and your house.
She says, unfortunately, we have no offspring, but I do love the people of Bissell. They are my family. They took me in when I thought that my life was forfeit in my homeland. And so I call this place home and do not see myself leaving unless it no longer is my homeland. And she just kind of looks over at Silvar, and he just casts his eyes down. She says, obviously, it looks like we might have to make tough decisions.
Correct.
It's
and
not
I think falling back to somewhere else might be the best decision.
I guess
if Ket is if Ket is quickly coming down Watchtower Road, they may outpace many of our lords on that council that need to vote.
True.
We may need to set up a
Regency.
Yeah.
That's it.
We can go to fall back to say Grand Marsh, and perhaps try to pull things together there before. Rather than staying here, and it seems a bit suicidal.
True. She says that if the Council of Nobles cannot come to an agreement, they will possibly name a Lord Protector. If they do that, then it will fall to someone within the power structure to will be named Lord Protector. At that point in time, that person will make the decision if we become a house in exile. Then we have to decide where we go. And at this point in time, it's just me. So either I go home to my cousin and her lot, or I flee to the south or the east, to Valuna, which we do have good relations with. I guess it will be decided once the nobles arrive.
Are there any nobles in Pellic already?
She doesn't believe there are. She doesn't. She says, I don't believe that there are any present at this time. But, I mean, we do have ones that are close, not too far away. Hopefully they'll dispatch riders have already been sent out to deliver messages. I know that some of them are actually at the front, and they will either hopefully they haven't been captured or slain. But we'll see how many arrive, and we'll see what they decide. At least I do get a vote. That's one good thing.
Do
we
you
know?
like to come with me? There's something I need to do, but I don't need to do it by myself.
What's going on now?
You're being dragged off to do some shenanigans.
All right. I'm not doing any thieving, but as long as that's
This
fine.
isn't thieving. This isn't thieving. I just need you to hold a bag.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, make sure you get a reach around after he's
Still alive.
Look, no. What I'm doing is I'm going to go try and get some things together to deny them from Ket.
That seems reasonable.
which
Okay.
is reasonable, and that's something that, come to think of it, we should probably be doing here. Finding whatever items of value,
Our
port.
Are we ready to just abandon Pellic? I mean,
No, but we have to be ready to,
oh, I understand that.
and we
I
also,
guess my question, who in this are we the only ones in this room that know of the Margrave's demise?
it's
No,
gone
it's
out
yeah,
to the castle and down.
yeah, it's
Okay.
it's already on the street.
Operation
Yeah,
London Falling is already taking place. Yeah.
Okay.
So, Kitty and I head out to Intaro's tower.
Okay, so Kiffy and Yarn, you guys head back up over to the tower. You start to make your way back up the staircase, and you finally make it back up to the top. It looks as though there has been a little bit more damage, but you can still find that there is some useful things. You do see there's a bookshelf that has some specialized tomes in it. One is, it looks to be a spell book that has more, what you would consider definitely more advanced and higher or higher level sort of spells. Some of that you can read, some of it you can't, but you go ahead and I guess place that in the bag.
Put it in the bag.
Put it in the bag. Put it in the bag. Bump, bump.
Yeah, you also find a box that has 4 invisibility potions. And another box that has 4 superior healing potions in it.
So real quick, how much time do we estimate before we're getting ready to head out? Because if you guys are gathering supplies. I mean, saving powerful items from falling into other armies. How much time do you think we have?
But he's asking how long is it till the armies get to pellet?
Yeah.
Is it
Okay, so you're looking at probably close to 2 weeks
okay?
before the I would say scout units, those forward units make their way into Pellic, which has already been softened up with Dragonfire, and you're not really too sure.
Runners been sent out, right?
I'm
Not
sorry?
Just for the.
Mhm.
You said runners were sent out, but was that just for the noblemen?
The nobles. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you
I'm
have.
going to recommend that we at least get word out to
Yeah.
anyone who can raise a pitchfork. You know, volunteers only. You know, and
Right.
just and we can. To,
I think we're at the point of conscription.
I think we already were conscripted.
But my mind is running to who's the commanding the city watch below. And we need to get them to organize.
Yep.
Whichever corporal is highest ranking. We don't want looting. We need to be more controlled about things.
Right.
We need to get whoever is the castle guard who's going to act in Angus's place, and start ensuring that we don't have people running in and out of the castle grounds.
And we need to start thinking about what left supplies. I mean, what was burned down? Yeah.
We need to secure Lady Ilya and get things organized, start preparing to leave if we need be, and ensure that all the missives truly have gone out to the 12 lords and whoever's the nearest that is not at the front. We need them, I think, ASAP. We need to implore. We just need to inform them that they are summoned and needed now. Don't prevaricate. Get here.
Yep. And probably need to send word to the Grand March, because I'm sure if Bissell falls, they're next.
Well, we need to get our allies in a row, but I think that's secondary right now.
Yep.
But yeah,
So
we need to have a place to fall back to. Perhaps Marydale? I mean, it wouldn't tie anyone to that. The only ties are ours. If need be, we could secret her to there and establish something.
Brian,
yes.
while we're in the tower,
Yep.
cast magic. See if anything we missed.
What are you
Right.
What are you casting?
Detect
Skippy's becoming a thief.
Just adding some things here. Okay, so I mean, a large portion of the room. I mean, the magical, the summoning circle below you is still intact. You don't. I mean, like I said, there had been some damage and some things that actually fallen out of the tower, but you had found pretty much everything that you were looking for, or what you were hoping to kind of find. The one thing that you do realize is, as you're like studying that book a little closer, is that this book has it's a very ancient book, and it has probably what you think is most of the spells and what they require up to, and probably close to 15th level. I mean, this is some pretty extensive stuff. But you got to think, Antero was very old, and he was extremely powerful, but unfortunately not powerful enough.
All righty.
Okay.
One bad deck.
Okay, Kiffy. What you think?
Next time, ask the ranger to go.
Well, no, I did this on purpose. I did this on purpose because Kiffy has a conscience.
and you're trying to kill it. Trying to fix it.
And nobody's using those potions.
Say again.
That is true.
Those potions.
I didn't know your name was Jiminy Kiffy.
Okay. So, yeah. So you guys are kind of left to...
One last thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, so, okay, everybody's kind of... although I didn't hear what Grenna was doing, so...
Oh, yeah.
For my part, making a bazooka, gotcha.
Yeah.
As a bard, how would I know how to make harp or lute strings?
Yeah, you probably would know how to come up with the materials and be able to make them into things.
I have the material.
Okay.
I'm going to take a piece of the dragon tier and give it to like a smith to make into lute strings.
Wire.
Lute strings.
Wire. That's all it is. It's wire.
Lute strings. But I'm only, I'm going to get like enough strings, like if they're going to break, I can get them replaced. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go all Kurt Cobain on them or anything like that.
Okay.
But I want to make a set of strings. Probably if it's tier, I'll break off the piece of bronze off, as it's stripped like this. There's already a thin piece. It's not going to take a lot. I'm not giving the whole 10 pounds to it. This might be an interesting one. I want to make lute strings out of bronze dragon tears.
It's a brass dragon, but that's okay. Same deal.
Yeah.
Same deal, kind of, in a way. Not really.
Time out. What's the difference between bronze and brass? Bronze is copper.
Yes.
And tin.
Yeah.
Brass, copper,
Copper and what?
zinc.
And zinc.
Zinc.
Yeah.
I knew tin was one of them.
Yeah.
So I'm taking a piece of the dragon tier, and I'd like to have a set of strings made.
Nice.
And before we go anywhere, I'm going to tune and play it and see if I can do something.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. That's pretty cool.
Is there a magical value in that, or no?
Who knows?
We'll
Who
find
knows?
out.
All right, then. Okay.
This is Ed being in rare form.
You
Actually
can
having a
create
plan.
a sympathetic link to the other creature, and I'm sure that magically it has
It's a very strange place for you to be in
a
the
validity.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
So I'm playing quickly. Not very well, but quickly.
Yeah, well, shit.
Yeah, so
I'm going to, Brian,
yeah.
while all this is going, I'm going to be, as people come to Lady Ilya, I'm going to be screening them.
Okay.
And, I'm not going to allow just everybody to run up and ask her a question.
Right.
They'll have to go through me.
Okay.
And I'm going to screen them, and I will start asking questions and directing them. I certainly want to get her immediate staff.
Yeah.
If somebody in the military is coming on, I want to get 2 good soldiers to get some gear and get up here and be ready to protect Lady Ilya.
Okay. So Lady Ilya gets your attention, Timble, and says, Master Timble, would you be so kind as to trying to organize a memorial for the fallen so that the people in the city will be able to see our fallen heroes?
Would you think that, well, I'm not certain what day of the week it is, but could we say in 3 days we'll hold a memorial?
Yeah.
And we can start from there, working it out and start preparing the plans just for the memorial.
Okay.
I don't know what religious leaders remain in the city. We're going to need them. I'd like to talk with them about that so that everyone adds their say, their piece of it, because the entire city bled. So
Yeah. So, Kellex, yes. Oh, no, Grenna.
I'm just going to say Grenna had something.
Grenna, what you got?
She wants a bazooka.
Yeah, I saw that, and I'm trying to think probably the best way to do this.
Can I go on
Fire
like
notes?
a hunt, see if I can find it? Because I'm not a religious person,
Right.
and I'm not interested in securing any other artifact. And I'm really short, so I'm not really sure how much I would need. So rather than there twiddling thumbs, if the road into if we plant
Yeah.
words, English is hard, y'all. If we have people coming down the road, I want to be able to protect from a distance.
Okay.
So can I look around the castle if there's anything like tinker? Necessarily a bazooka, that would be awesome. But something that I can float if it were a dragon or hit the road or whatever, slow down man.
Okay.
So you're looking to build a monorail.
No, I'm looking.
a mortar.
Yes, but with
That's
fireworks,
copyrighted.
it'd be cool.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you could definitely take a look around the city and try to find something that fits your fits what you're looking for. Like I said, a large swath of the city was destroyed. So as far as commerce and industry has kind of you think is probably going to be brought to a standstill. People are fleeing the city to the south. So, I mean, you already have you're probably already looking at a refugee crisis, a manpower crisis. The military, though, in the city is pretty much going to remain until until they hear something from the Council of Nobles. Once they figure out what is happening, then whoever takes control will direct that. So that's always going to be fun. But no, you can definitely look around the city, try to find something that would fit the bill, and then try to give me an idea. We can make some rolls. First of all, we're going to do an investigation roll to see if you can actually find what you're looking for. And then we're going to, I need you to probably be a little bit specific on exactly what you want this thing to do. And we'll make a roll to see how your tinkering goes with that, to see how successful you are. Okay, so yeah, you have a 17 investigation, which is good. You only need a 15. And so you're able to find probably 95% of the materials that you require. So then we'll get into the rest of it here in a minute. Timble, you have a question?
Brenna, do you say anything about, or let us know you're leaving?
Given how my character has in the past, probably not.
She just disappears.
Okay.
Well, you guys were all busy. I'm not going to interrupt you talking.
I'm just going to ask you to do something, given
Oh.
your position in the military.
Well, too late.
Yes.
She's like Kaiser Soze.
Lieutenant Babble Boots has left the building.
Lieutenant? Holy crap!
Yeah, she's
Reading that.
yeah, she got promoted like after the Margrave was freed.
Wait a minute. If she's lieutenant, then I'm calling officer formation.
I just figured, being a lieutenant, she's going to get lost.
No, I know how to read a map. And I know how to.
If you had a map of the city, you might be dangerous.
Oh,
No, I have
okay.
doubles now.
Trust me, I've known lieutenants that even had a map that still got freaking lost. These guys,
Oh, yeah.
it's like, oh god.
She has doubles. Doubles is her NCO.
So in other
It's
words,
Sergeant Bubbles.
More than
so in other words, the lieutenant's men will follow him anywhere, but only out of a morbid sense of curiosity.
I call it a morbid sense of humor, but that's okay.
Pretty much. Okay, so does anyone else have any other questions or want to do anything? Kiffy, what you got?
Oh, wait.
You weren't next. There's the guy behind me. Below me.
I was just calling to attention. Mike is going to do something.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay.
Well, first of all, Kiffy, if we're going to be here for a couple of days, I'm going to be looking for a dwarf that I can send back to the Lort Mills to our holds to bring the message to the clan about Uncle Angus and have them send somebody to bring his body back to the clan with due honors. And
Bring a bunch of screaming dwarves.
I would say bring back the clan.
Ooh, bring back the clan.
yeah, well, I was sitting here to kind of evaluate the situation, and I'm not recommending that we risk ourselves at this time. But that
Dwarven
being
and
said,
Alyssa. There we go.
I do have a question about our erstwhile mission to Celene to get our allies. Is that still on or what?
I think that mission's over.
Yeah, but wouldn't it take on more precedence now that we have to try to attack?
Oh,
Yeah, I think gathering allies, as Timble had mentioned, is our second priority. So, and that's why I'm raising my hand.
Okay, Calyx.
We gotta go back to the elves.
Yeah.
Well, actually, hold on. Let Ed go. He raised his hand before I
Well,
did.
let me answer Kiffy real quick. Yeah, Kiffy, you're able to locate a messenger who is able to, find a pretty fast horse and to make their way towards the Dwarven Kingdom, and so you write out your message, seal it with wax, and hand it over to a young lad who takes it immediately, speeds off out of the city. Okay, so good. Tomas, what have you got going on?
Actually, I'm not going to say because I was going to make a pretty. The joke went over everybody's head, so I'm not going to call attention to it.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah, no, you can't do that.
You're stealing this?
I'm sticking to that one. I'm not saying shit on what somebody just said.
Okay.
Because it's something I would have said, I would have laughed about. And I'm like, oh shit, I just said that? Anyway.
Nope, guess we're going to have to go watch the video.
Have to go back and watch. Alrighty. Okay, very good. So, yes, as each of you go and do as you're trying to. Calyx, yes?
So I guess this is where it's probably not a great time, but I don't think any time is going to be great. I'd like to kind of take Melda by the hand and just whisper to her and say, we really need to talk.
Okay. She immediately turns, looks at you, and very concerned. And she says, I know this is a really terrible time, but I'm ready for whatever you have to say to me.
Okay, so I don't know. Is Timble, are you busy? I mean, you're still protecting the.
Yeah, he's right.
I'm pretty busy.
Yeah,
Yeah, everybody else pissed off. So, and Ed's playing with his loot strings.
His
All
loots.
right.
Is that what they call it these days?
Those crazy kids.
Kids and their crazy words. Okay, so I take her aside. I try to find somewhere kind of a little, I don't know, secluded, maybe a room somewhere.
Yeah, there's actually a small meeting room off of the throne room that you're able to quickly pull her into and set her down.
Hey, Pop, do you want me to teach you a sleep spell real quick?
A rookie spell? No, that's okay.
Oh boy.
And we went there.
I left the other one alone. I'll go with that one.
18 plus. Here we are.
All right. So as I take her in, I sit her down, and I kind of look at her, and remember I sent you the message where we were being sent to, which was Celene.
Yes.
Yes. We went there. We actually met. Now, does she know that? The one Drew lady that
Shira.
grandmother, Shira.
No, she does not know. I mean, she talked with Shira that night at the was it the old 97?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Shira did not tell her anything other than that she needed to journey to Celene.
Okay. So we met with Shira. We also met with the Queen Fairy. Was it Fairy Queen? I can't remember the title. The Fairy Queen Yolande. It seems. What do you know of your ancestry, your heritage?
She says, "I'm from the Vespi. My father's name is Kalashan, and my mother's name is Amthavara."
Okay.
Yes. I know that at one point in time, my father served in Celene. I don't know what he did there, but that was hundreds of years ago.
Well,
she says, that's about all I know.
We came on, we went to Celene, and when we met with Shira and the Queen, we found that maybe you could be a relative, a lost child of the Queen. I'm not. You can see where Kellex is really having a hard time.
Yeah, she looks at you very puzzled, and she's just shaking her head, and she's like, "That's. I don't know how that would even be possible." I mean, she actually reaches into her leather armor and pulls out a locket, and inside of this locket is a picture of a person. She says, this right here is a picture of my father and a picture of my mother, and this is Kalashan and this is Amthavara.
Who has the locket that was given to us by Shira? Do I have that, or was it somebody else had it? Because we asked her to give us something that would prove what we were telling her. Maybe it was me. Is that okay, Brian? Did you say it was me?
Sure.
Okay. Well, I know this is hard to understand, and believe me, I'm not sure where this is all. You can see he's just really concerned about, especially all that stuff that he's dreading. So he pulls out the locket that he was given to him. Your grandmother, who happened to be Shira, asked me to show this to you. I just show her the locket.
Okay. And you notice that it is very similar to the locket that she pulled. And she can see that, you hand it over to her and she opens it. And she immediately can tell that there is a stark difference, because the picture of the woman inside of the locket is the picture of Yolanda, and she says, "Oh my gosh, she looks just like me. How is this even possible?" If you look over the other locket with the one with Kalashan and Amthavara in it, you can see that Amthavara does not look anything, Melda doesn't look anything like Amthavara. Amthavara has straight black hair, and her features are a little bit sharper. And so Melda just goes quiet. She just goes silent, studying them.
I know this is a lot to take in. when we did visit with the Queen, she obviously through my own stupidity had found out about you, and she asked that we bring you back to Celene. Now, I will be honest with you, it may not be under more positive circumstances. They believe that you are a fake, a fraud. But we believe, this is something. I'm going to leave this up to you what you decide. But I think you going back would be a good thing. Right now, there's some turmoil going on in Celene, and we think the Queen is being affected by it.
She just seems like. So you need me to go to see this Queen who does not know that that I might be her daughter, or does she know?
I think she's being told, influenced by others, that this is all a fraud, that you're pretending to be a princess, the Princess of Celene.
I've never pretended to be anyone other than myself. How absurd. She said the strange elven woman who came to visit us that night when the vampires attacked. She's the one who claims to be my grandmother, correct?
Correct. That is true. And she's the one that gave us this locket to prove to you of your heritage.
She's like, okay. Will you be returning to Celene will you go with me, or am I on my own? I'll go no matter what, but I don't think it would. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know how safe it would be for me to go.
Your grandmother, Shira, has told us that your safety will be her priority while you are there. And I guess the brother, was it Val?
Val, yeah.
Would he be like a kind of a stepbrother, right?
Yes.
Okay. And we believe.
Well, actually, he's a half brother.
Sorry.
Yeah, he's a half brother.
And we think that someone even closer to the Queen will definitely have will see to your protection. I would go with you. I would drop everything right now and go with you. However, as you can see, I'm not even sure what our next course of action is. And to be further honest with you, going back, and I'm hoping in a way that she would realize that you are her daughter, because not only would, reunite you two, but there's, a second part to this is it's possibly this could also help, save Bissell.
Okay, I understand. That does make sense. So,
though, again, if you choose not to go, I will support that.
I think
I'll go over. I'll work wherever you do, baby. I love you.
She says, I have to think about this, and thank you for telling me. I do believe, though, that I believe that time is obviously short, and if I'm the thing that hinges on bringing allies to Bissell, that it's probably wise for me to leave sooner than later. But I am still not. But I am.
Whatever does happen, and he kind of gets down, and holds her hands, gets on his knees. I don't want anything to change between you and me. And then he kind of. Go ahead.
Yeah, she looks down as she looks at you as you're on her level, and she says, "I would really rather you not send me by myself. I don't think I'm going to be safe." and she holds your hands and looks at you and says, "And I would really like for you to be there." I mean, you can see she's now getting you can see she's kind of getting upset, but she's holding it back. She's really trying. And said, "I know." She says, "I know that these are your people, and you have a duty, but and she just kind of trails off. She just looks down at your all's hands clasped there."
So I break off the break off from her hands, and then I take off the necklace, my mother's necklace, and then I want you to have this. It was my mother's.
And she looks up as you and she reaches and pulls her hair around so that you can. She says, "That is so nice of you, and thank you so much. I mean, even just you telling me this,
Why do I
I'm
feel
glad.
like
I'm glad that you're telling me instead of some other person."
And if you really wish me to go with you, then I will be at your side.
So at that she
Oh,
smiles.
we're getting over this just real quick. You can go back to looting in a minute.
And Russ on his loot on his loot fest.
No, I'm over here going, matchmaker, give me a match. Give me an elf, she's a wonderful catch.
Oh, jeez.
I can do Turtle. Now, wait
Okay, so, alrighty. So your conversation, is that all you wanted to? Is pretty much.
I just want to relay that.
Okay.
And I think we should get back. Maybe once we talk to Lady Ilya, this will be the course of action that will take you back to the queen.
Okay. Cool.
Once we gather in a circle, I can take us back. We're there. But I'm taking it back to the Druid's Isle because I don't trust that.
You've never been there. You can't teleport there, can you?
Well, I can. I was there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm thinking of a different location.
So we'll go back to the group, the chaos in the throne room.
Okay. So, Grenna, after probably about 4 hours of just scouring through things, looking around, you were able to commandeer a cart and a donkey for the most part, and you have dragged all of these components and parts up to Castle Oversight, where they still actually have a working forge and furnace, and so you've taken the time to lay all of these parts and components out, and gave them a good look. Tested some of them with the hammer to make sure that they were going to withstand some of the forces that you're going to be using to through them. So if you want to give me, I need 3 tinkering. I don't know what that's considered. I think is that like your it's like a skill rolls, I think. I can't remember. Let me bring up your
She's an artificer, so her character sheet doesn't match mine, so I don't know the artificer side.
Yeah, it's... I would say... Yeah, it's definitely, it's not like performance. It's maybe there's more. Nope, I don't see them. Yeah, it's not like Pathfinder where they actually like break stuff down, but interesting. Yeah, I didn't know if it like showed up under your like special features or magical tinkering. Here it is. Tiny non-magical. Oh, okay, that's magical tinkering, spell crafting, infuse item, artificer infusions, favored foe. Yeah, I don't really see anything other than the magical tinkering, which was your owl, if I remember right. I don't really see anything else that would. Oh no, artificer initiate, cantrips, thunderclap, expeditious retreat. Yeah, I don't really see anything that would actually do that. Weird. Racial treatments.
There we go.
Okay. Corinna's back? Okay. So yeah. So Corinna, if you can, just give me 3 20-sided die rolls and we'll determine if you're able to put this thing together or not.
You're both on mute, so Granny, if you're talking, Russ is on mute at the same time.
Yeah, we can't hear anybody. It's awfully quiet.
I mean, it was. I was actually thought I was watching Helen Keller or something like that.
Anyway, okay. So what?
So I just need 3 20-sided die rolls. And if you're on your character sheet, there's like a little red die thing down at the left-hand corner. You can just click on that, and you can see the D20. Okay, you got it. So there's your first one. That's the second one, and last one. Okay, wow. Oh, at least you got an actual 20. Okay, so you kind of put together something. I mean, in your mind, it looked better, but at least you have something that kind of looks like a Civil War period mortar for the most part. Yeah, but
I'll shoot it.
So yeah, you'll probably need to. Give me another investigation check to see if you can find something that some sort of projectile and propellant for it. So yeah, if you can do an investigation roll. Okay, well that's very good. Okay, so yeah, you're able to find something that would be considered an appropriate power source or propellant for it, and you're also able to find primarily they're just like iron spheres that could be used, and you find 10 of those. Okay, that's pretty cool. So now you kind of have this mortar, and it will shoot these balls probably close to about 500 yards. Yeah. And if it actually strikes something, it will do it'll do 5d20 damage to whatever it hits. So you can
hey Grenna, what I could do, I could give you a pound of this dragon tear, and you can make brass balls to shoot at somebody that might possibly match gold.
And
cool. Okay. So yeah, and so yeah, you spend the time to take a look at this thing. You've constructed a swivel mount for it, so that you can actually kind of direct it to different, a different direction.
Is it like a deck gun? Like the old deck guns?
It's kind of like that. It's got a wooden platform that it sits on, and under the platform are like it sits inside of a raised ring, and there are these. It's almost like ball bearings are under it. It's kind of like a lazy Susan of death, and so you can just spin it wherever you kind of want it. It's the lazy Susan of destruction. Yes.
I think every barracks had one of those.
Is that what they called the buff? Is that what the buffers were called? Just ride that buff.
Company mattress. Anyway,
those were the days. Okay, so cool. But at this point in time, Grenna, you're really about the only person who would know how to actually use this thing. It is a monster of your own design. It would be considered, if it was portable, it would be a siege weapon. But now it's just a defensive weapon, so it's cool. It's cool.
Real quick, how big is the boar? Just out of curiosity.
Let's see. We got to think. Each iron orb is probably about the size of a 25-pound cannon shell from like a 25-pounder. Yeah, like it's about like that freaking big.
25-pounder.
Yeah, 25-pounder. Yeah,
okay.
Like about like that big.
Oh man, now we got all the historian guys like, well, it's a 25-pounder. Yeah, that's about like this.
Okay, so guys.
Okay, a 12-pounder is about 4 inches in diameter.
Like that.
Yeah.
It's about 4 inches.
So it's about like that big, right?
It's about.
It's about yay big. Okay, cool.
Wait a minute, this is 4 inches.
About 8 inches diameter.
Are we using guy measurements? Are we using guy measurements or girl measurements?
Yeah.
Okay, that was bad. Okay.
I didn't even bring up Benoit balls, so anyway.
Now that's not saying that you couldn't, you had the propellant. You could shove other things in there other than these iron orbs or these iron spheres. You could actually like pack it with like other junk, like like how they used to do on like pirate ships and shit, just like throwing just anything they wanted in there.
We're just gonna time out on packing junk and just pack it in there, and yeah. This is a downhill.
There's like flatware and broken dishes and shit in there. It's like, I mean, there's plenty of rubble around, so I mean, you could just be packing it with like masonry. Nobody fucking care. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
How wide is a gnome?
How wide's a gnome? I mean, you could probably put a gnome in there.
At least it's pay.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, we could put Timble in there and send him up to the dragon.
Timble doesn't seem amused.
And a parachute. And
a parachute.
I've seen weird things in a D&D game, so this is not off the reservation.
Yeah, this is good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Because we'll all refer back to this and say, but Brian, you said we could do this.
We got a mortar, guys.
We got a mortar.
What you do is like, what you do is you put the mage in there, you shoot him out. He's got a parachute, and as he's falling down, he's just casting fireball like on everything as he's coming down.
I got a better idea.
It's like a Merv.
Fireball.
All right, so from here, what's our next step? We've got feelers out.
Yeah. Okay.
You go find Timble and show him what I mean.
Okay, to try to put this into perspective, it's going to take you probably at least 2 days, Grenna, to build this monster. I mean, so you're going to actually be kind of busy. Timble is going to be vetting people as they come through, to see Lady Ilia. I know that Kiffy is awaiting news from his homeland. Yarn, what else are you doing?
I want to know how much that thing weighs.
A lot.
Yeah, it was pretty heavy. But thank goodness that this is a fantasy world and that we can just overlook all that physics shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Holding.
Screw that
What am I
physics.
doing?
Screw physics.
300.
What am I doing?
Yes.
I'm going to write a scroll.
Okay. So yeah,
If I've got some days to do it,
You do.
I'm going to write a scroll.
okay. You can do that. You take the time to do that. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can do that. Is anyone else doing anything, being that you have a couple of days? I know, Calix, you are trying to get...
At some point, we need to talk to Lady Ilya
Okay.
about...
Yeah, I mean, it's easy enough to get an audience with her. Of course, you just have to go through Timble to do it, but that's not usually a problem.
I passed her a few goals, you know.
Pat him on the head as you go by. Nice.
Change your religion, boy.
Actually, when you come to talk to me about it, I'm like, oh. And that brings me to kind of divergent points here. Brian, right off the bat, I want to, like I said, I wanted to get Kingsguard going. But I also want to find if the steward survived. If not the steward, who's the most senior in the steward's staff to start, because everybody's still going to need food. We need to see what stores we have and be ready to feed people, not only in the castle but below when we can.
Okay.
Castle has priority, military personnel has priority, but we do need to see to the disposition of the city. But the steward is, if the steward survived, I'm going to be very, very happy. But if not, we need to see who, and then start kind of working out from there. I do hope that some of the people that come running up are people that are in either steward staff or military liaison, military personnel, senior. At this point, if you're a lieutenant, you might be fairly senior in the military.
Okay. Yeah. You're able to find that the steward is quite alive, so that's kind of a good thing. Yes. His name is Zian, with a Xian, kind of a Zian. And the last name is Zohair. So his name is Zian Zohair, and he you've never really had a chance to chat with him before, but he definitely makes his presence known once everything kind of calms down. He does give you a report that most of the grain silos in the city were spared. So that's a very, very good sign. Unfortunately, though, a lot of the merchants, the bakers that pulled from those have either fled, or some of those buildings are in need of repair. So, yeah.
Get the daughters and grandmothers and men who cook, even if it's just somebody off the street. We need to start feeding everyone, making sure everyone's healthy.
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
So
who kept the disposition here?
Hey, excuse me, Timble. I get it, we need to feed people, but we also probably need to focus on like creating hardtack and things like that for long sustainability.
Well, we don't need hardtack for tomorrow. I'm trying to get us through the next couple of days as best we can. Then we can start working on that part. But you're right. We are going to need very stable, portable food stuff. But right now, we don't know how many dead. We need to make sure that everyone is, good nutrition is important. especially in a time of stress like this.
Can I put fluoride in the water?
I'm
Can I put fluoride in the water?
The fluoride in the water. Oh, jeez.
Sure. After that, if I see Kellex, I'm going to see if someone will take my place for the moment. If there's any senior staff that has come through, any specifically military or any of that that's senior enough that we really want to keep them handy for dealing with military matters now, the ones that pop up. Because, you know, we're going to have problems left and right. And I don't know who's at the top of that pyramid of leadership. So I just know it's not me.
And Brian, is there sometime like a Game of Thrones-ish kind of room that maybe shows what countries have committed to this defense? Like, where does Furiandi stand? Where does the Yeomanry stand? Because right now the Furiandi is kind of in a really great position that they could cut them off in the backside.
They'd have to go through Valuna.
Yeah, they have to go through Valona to get to them.
I thought there was a pass up on the north side. Let me look it back up.
No, yeah, they're right. There's Valuna.
They have to go through Valuna.
Yep.
Do they have to go through Paluna?
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm kind of sure.
There's only one way in from that area. Valuna, Bissell, and Kent control that triangle.
Yeah, I think Grand Marsh, Keeland, and the various Ulick. Anyone who's on our side in this, you know, come and help prop us up. But you know,
I know.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Not going. Valley of the Mage.
You don't know that.
Oh yeah.
They got some really coochie poochies there.
And
they discourage visitors.
Truly.
Yeah, but I do want to talk to Kellex and to his lady. He's girly.
Yeah, I saw you guys were on Roll20. Sorry, for some reason I had D&D Beyond up, so I didn't see any of it. So.
Oh no, I got.
Okay.
I had my reservations when this all came out, so before anyone makes a decision, and that means Milda, before she makes a decision, she's going to get all the information that I have and how I feel about it. I think it's exceedingly dangerous, perhaps even, you know, stupid to do. There is a number of half siblings. For what we know, Val is fine. I really, I know that Santaisha is the real fear, that she's been mentally taken over somehow. Someone is pulling the strings for her. She seems, I mean, she's got all the nasty things that make the hair on the back of your neck stand up. And then the younger sister, Grandma, I mean, there's just so much going on here. How do we keep her safe? And she needs to be aware of all of the concerns there. You know, even, you know, that friend of hers talking about how suddenly she changed.
I would agree with it. I just think at the time it wasn't a lot didn't really have a lot of time to go into detail because of what's going on right now.
Yeah, I don't think it's so paramount that we have to make the decision before we can see these things myself. But the one thing that I would say to you to think about, and kind of put it to everyone, know what they think about, would it be possible maybe to in talking to the Queen to see if we could make her a diplomatic envoy? If they are going to make a contingent, their assistance contingent upon us getting Alinda there, then it's within our rights to give her diplomatic favor, and she's coming from us. You do something to her, that's a major slight to us. We may be a small nation, but that's something that we will remember.
Yeah, if Lady Ilia's all for it, if she's able
If
to
we
do,
can, I mean, if she's going out there to put her life on the line,
well, and she's
at least we can do
doing it for Bristle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well,
She's
I
a
am an
pretty good-
ambassador.
Yeah, we need to put as much portent back on them as they were trying to put upon us.
I mean,
I totally get it.
Yeah, I think that's something we can do. I don't know how much meaning it will have.
everybody.
So,
Okay.
thoughts?
So, Kellic, you said you were going to go talk with Ilia, Lady Ilia.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
So,
gonna go with them.
I mean, Timble, do you want to? I'm going to ask you to stay instead of.
Oh,
rushing
yeah.
off
They'll have to form a queue. Anybody who wants to see her. Right now, we're in the middle of state business.
There you go.
okay. Yeah. So, you're finally able to get an audience with Ilia, and yeah, she looks a lot better the day after. You can see that she is now dressed in black, as tradition dictates, for being in mourning. The bodies of the heroes have now been removed from the courtyard and also the castle proper. A gentle repose has been cast on those. You do know that there was 150 dead and another 300 injured in the attack. So there is an awful lot of bodies, but a lot of them were just some were just townsfolk. But the major players are right now. The portion of the Temple of Heronius has been cleaned up, and those bodies are now kind of lying in state, so to speak, under heavy guard. Temple.
Kiffy, if I might talk with you. I know this is a bad time to do this, but could we have you herd some cats, as it were? The various representatives from various religious factions. Could you kind of get them together as they come in and start handling the disposition of the dead?
He's our religious liaison.
Yes, with my weight, I'm a real people person.
Figure if they get out of hand, you could just slap them with that hammer of yours, and we could move on.
He's
It's not
over here like,
for them to be playing games.
he's like, sissy elvish worshippers to the left, cool ass dwarven worshippers to the right.
Yeah, I seriously doubt that there's going to be a lot of contention at a time like this, but I'll do what I can.
Yeah. So that way, and please also, we're looking to have a ceremony for the dead in 3 days, perhaps kind of. I want to ask you to organize it. We'll have the steward do all of the little work, but get everyone's needs, their thoughts, their desires, what they would need for their worshipers that fell, so that we can blend them into some sort of ceremony for everyone.
Okay.
It's a Church of Life funeral.
Yeah. Kiffy's not real big into ecumenism, but well, I guess the humans do things different.
Are we gonna have a rock band?
Brenna,
Huh?
might you be able to see about the castle guard and the defenses here?
Am I done with the death machine?
Um,
Have you
you
seen
can
my
do them
death
both, can't you? I mean, you are a lieutenant. We do need you.
machine? Sure. I could do that. I'll make sure I stand on top of bubbles. That way they're more, they're scared. They'll listen.
Well, the small stature worked for Napoleon. Just put your hand in your little sleeve and there you
He
go.
put it. He actually put it in his breast.
Check it.
I
Yeah,
don't-
vest.
Raw.
Just stick it in your bra. Nice. Okay, so very good. So Calix, what were you going to ask Lady Elia, by the way?
Timble, if you wouldn't mind, if you would stay. Lady Elia, let me present to you. You've met, her before, but this is Melda Emberhart.
Yeah,
They
Melda.
got met, I think.
Yeah, Melda immediately, bows, showing the proper respect, and returns. And Lady Elia says, "Yes, I do remember. I do remember Melda. I'm sorry that our meeting is under such dire circumstances, but welcome to Castle Oversight." She, of course, returns her gaze back to you, Calix.
It seems that the Lady Melda here is tied to our mission to Celene, and basically, so Kellex will kind of start from the beginning, where they met Melda, the meeting with Shira, then the meeting with Celene, the Queen, and Shira, and all the other hoopla that's going there, and I'll let Timba interject.
Yeah.
Where he needs
Yeah,
to.
because I'm wanting to.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah. There you are.
So Lady Elia sits there. I mean, absolutely, just really interested in the story that you tell her. All the while, just she'll shake her, be like, nod her head like, and just, but she does not interrupt you. She's taking in everything that you've said.
And then also I'll go on and talk about, and they want to, the Queen wishes her presence. And I'll relate the fact we don't think it's on a good note.
Yeah, the contingency upon which Melda is being sent there, we need to protect her. Yeah, they're demanding that we go out, grab someone, and take them in like like there's some sort of bandit to be put on display for some crime. That it's not right. And I do believe that Princess Sintaisha, someone is pulling some strings there. I don't think of any young elven princess would be like how she is, her demeanor. It rubs me wrong just being in her presence. Something else is going on there. But regardless of that, this person is going on behalf of the realm into a court where there are enemies. And she's going there for us. We need to do something. Give her your diplomatic aegis to do things and the protection, all of that to do what we can, as little as it may be right now. We're soon to be overrun if nothing else is done. But, if we can get their assistance in a timely manner and we can work through this without bloodshed, it would be wonderful.
So Ilya says, so with all you're asking for me to do is just give her a diplomatic immunity, and also, and this is the very little that you require to possibly save my country. Of course, I would sign. I would have the papers drawn up immediately. And she looks back over at Melda and says, "But are you okay with this? Is this what you want to do?" And Melda immediately, looks at Lady Elaine and says, everyone here has been so very kind to me. And I have tried to help. And I think this might be the only way to save Bissell. And so I'll go. But as I have stated to Major Kellex, as she just shoots you a smile, she says, I don't want to go by myself. And Ilya is like, oh, no, of course not. That would not be wise.
And I take her hand and it said, and I would be more than happy to go with you.
Ilya looks and says, Major Kellex, you do realize at this point in time that I'm still waiting from word from the front. You may actually be the last high level officer that I have. And
so he kind of looks at Lady Ilya and it kind of looks at Melda.
Lady
Ilya. Oh.
Would one man be enough to stop them from coming in direct? Yeah.
No.
I think our even if it means sending our highest ranking soldier, that would be best. I think at this point it's going to have to be on the heads of the 12.
Of course.
To deal with the
And so she says, it's interesting that you mentioned that. So far we have had 7 of the nobles arrive. And we shall meet tomorrow. Most likely we're going to meet at after the memorial for the fallen here. And I expect you, Master Temple, and you, Major Kellex, to be here. I know that this may be a little too late, Master Temple, but I plan, being that I still have the ability to assign staff, that I would like to ask you if you would be the Chancellor for this house and Bissell. I know it's...
that would tie me down and I would no longer be free to...
I understand that, but at this point in time, I'm almost for certain that we are going to be a nation in exile. And wherever we end up, I would hope that you would continue doing your utmost to free Bissell from its yoke. If that means that you must leave, that means you must leave the court to travel to other lands to better our position, then so be it. You're literally my master ambassador, but you are also, at this point in time, the Chancellor of Bissell.
Okay.
That would usually come. That would usually come with a stipend, but unfortunately, we don't have anything left to give.
we got a timeout over on Russ.
Okay, Russ, what you got?
If you haven't read, roll D20.
Okay, so is it all right if I read this out?
Go for it. This is Grinna.
This is-
once she gets her,
th-
once
this-
she gets her Sergeant Slaughter on.
This is fun. This is fun, Grenna. Okay, Grenna, here we go. Did you want to read it, or do you want me to read it?
Read it.
She can't.
Okay, cool.
She has
So-
to read it. She has to. If she reads it, she should give her an inspiration.
I will attempt. I will attempt.
Okay,
There we go. There we go.
so can you set the scene where you're doing this at?
I'm showing why everybody that I work with is not sure how old I am yet.
Okay,
Okay, my little freedom sacks. What we have here is a situation. We must man the walls and protect the people. Larry, Mo, Curly, you will be clearing out as much rubble as we can. Follow it up near the death. Hold back at the enemy. Hogan, Clink, and New Clark. Start seeing how many people we have left and gather weapons. Stop with those negative waves in our game.
Moriarty.
No, damn it!
I like it. Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
I gotta really much water.
Very good. Very
Hey,
good.
Grenna, turn on your microphone next time and turn Russ's off. I'm tired of hearing panting like a dog in heat.
Oh no.
I
Okay.
don't know what to tell, man.
Yeah. So
He's also playing doubles.
all the while as she is motivating the troops outside, yeah, you can see that people are actually taking her very seriously, and they are doing their best. Okay, so was there anything else you needed to talk with Lady Ilya, or is anybody else doing anything other than that? Okay, then because we can always jump ahead to day 3. And the rest of the nobles arrive. They have at least 10 arrive.
Just because I'm not ready to jump to day 3 yet.
Okay.
Okay, we can jump to day 3.
Okay.
Okay. That's awesome.
Long rest if anybody hasn't had one.
Yeah, everybody should have a long. Yeah, you should have already had one. Yeah, it's night before.
I'm going to have everyone in the group explain to them that I fucked up. I've been named to an actual position within the government, and explain that hopefully that'll allow me to do things more. But I would like everyone to be present as guard for the lady in this
When are we going back to
enclave.
Elfland?
Does Timble get any kind of like chancellor, robes and hat and sash and?
Sadly, I'm thinking it comes with like a big chain
Yeah.
around the neck
That's exactly what it is. It's it's just a chain of office.
and collared.
Well, congratulations, Timble. Well deserved.
No,
Oh yes, very much well deserved.
I do.
Actions have put you in a place where you need to be.
That's what happens to artists when they get uppity.
Yeah.
I will not argue that point. I think I screwed up. I really do, because I was supposed to be behind things, not standing there.
Yeah, dodge instead of weave, right?
See, here's the thing, Timble. You got involved in government, and all of a sudden, you're bent over in front of it. So, congratulations.
Think about the bribes.
Just remember, government is not a good fuck, but it is a consistent one.
True.
No, it's the dick you know, I guess.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me introduce you to George Bush. Anyway.
Guys, what's the plan? Are we going back to Elfland?
Yes.
When?
Well, we'll address that after the conclave has named someone as the, I guess, leader.
Okay, this is day 3. What day are we talking? It's
Talking about
important.
day 3 later, after the nobles have gotten together and done their thing. I believe that's probably when we'll pull the trigger and get out of here.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
That's kind of important because I have something that I'm doing that requires time.
Well, then if we need to go on day 4 in the morning, then we go on in the morning, perhaps.
Probably a good idea.
Okay. So
Okay? That'll give us a chance to.
okay. So yes, on the morning of the third day after the attack by the dragon, most people have assembled in the Temple of Heronius. They have made their way. Some of them still bearing the scars of the attack, and you also see the Council of Nobles, these other landowners and lords and ladies have assembled as well. Kellex, unfortunately, you are literally the closest thing that they have to a religious person for Heronius here. So you, while you are not trained specifically as a cleric, you have been given sort of, you do know enough. You do have some religious instruction that you can lead. Not what you would consider probably the best funeral mass, but pretty close to it. Yeah. But you've been kind of you have been over the last day and a half. You have made the acquaintance of Madeline Constantia. She is the priestess of Pelor here, and she has been extremely helpful to you.
Even after we burned down one of her temples.
Did you burn down a temple of Pelor?
Yeah, in Marydale.
Oh, yeah.
Burned it to draw us out.
Yeah.
I really doubt that she would know about a temple in Marydale being all the way here.
Yeah, it's literally like a really tiny little, like,
Perhaps, but it has been the crux by which we've been roaming around.
Yeah.
Because we got to take care of that damn fairy because she screwed me and made me chancellor. That's who did it.
Of course. That's exactly right.
It's the freaking
Yeah.
It's that dryad princess, that bitch.
I always knew it was going to be the fairies that would be the end of you, Glenn.
Yeah.
Damn fairies. Okay, so yes, the entire ceremony is only about an hour and a half, and by the time that I'm sorry, go ahead.
May I have Kiffy as an altar boy?
Oh no, Kiffy is not. Actually, Kiffy is probably one of the would be also helping, with the ceremony. Even though he doesn't, there's not really a lot of congregants in the in the building that are followers of Fortubo, but his knowledge of religious practice and decorum definitely comes in handy. Afterwards, everyone is follow a procession of those high-ranking heroes that had fallen to a churchyard behind the Temple of Heronius, where they are interred with honors. So it takes a little bit of time, but by high noon, the council has started to make their way up to Castle Oversight and into the large meeting room off the actual throne room, and that is where you all find yourselves. Everybody has a chair in a certain location. Lady Ilia at the head of the table. Sitting to her right is Chancellor Temple. To her left is Major Kellex. And the rest of you are kind of just standing around as the rest of the chairs are taken up by the lords and the nobles, the lords and ladies who make up the noble council. And you all are standing around watching this. So they start off.
Are there representatives from the yeomanry here, or as they lay out this council?
No, it's strictly just those who are within Bissell. It's just the royalty of Bissell.
But I am a property holder in Bissell. Does that make me a lord like it does in the UK?
I think. Well, wait, but you didn't refuse title?
Yeah, not here. No, when I bought property, when I bought the tavern.
Yeah, but the tavern is not here in Bissell.
Starich.
It's in Starich.
Oh, it's Starich. Never mind. My bad.
Yeah, because
Starich to me is a region. I thought it was a region of Bissell. Okay.
No. Yeah, because I know most of you, like after you had rescued the Margrave, some of you had been awarded, and some of you turn those away, which is fine. Kellex didn't have an option because he's a native.
But then again, I am a recognized ambassador.
Yes, you are. Okay, so
Get me observing bleachers, you.
So, what happens is they open up the council. Lady Ilia states the situation which has occurred. Of course, everyone knows that the Margrave has passed. Being that she is not of, there was no issue. There's no children. She cannot actually become regent. So what they've done is, so after much discussion, and you all are sitting and you're listening to all this, they finally decide to, being that the two nobles that are not here were, both of them were generals in the service, and believe that they have either been fallen or were captured. They have decided that it is only right to name a Lord Protector. Now, what the Lord Protector does is that he will determine what happens next. Does the government go into exile? Does Lady Ilia be either sent home or to another country? And then once the crisis is over, the Lord Protector will once again meet with the nobles to finally pick an actual king or a Margrave or whatever. So, yes, Temple.
So the as I understand it, then once the Lord Protector is named, that position is theirs until the end of the conflict.
Yes.
Or until or should they die within the conflict, then
Right.
another would have to be.
Right.
But till the end. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. That's what would end up happening. If Bissell completely capitulates and not a ceasefire, what is it? It would be a surrender, an unconditional surrender is signed. It would be the Lord's Protector's job to sign that, which at that point in time, Bissell would cease to exist. As long as the Lord Protector holds out, even if he is in exile, the guerrilla war will continue for the most part. But yeah, so like I said, unfortunately, the others that have assembled, the nobles, most of them are elderly. Some of them are probably in their late 60s, early 70s, some in their 80s. And they do not look stable enough to lead. And so the end result is they end up casting their lots to see who shall become Lord Protector. And after much deliberation, Major Kellex is named Lord Protector of the realm.
Well, damn. Oh, we're really all screwed.
We gotta kill that dryad.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I had this.
So, I guess Kellex, he's, a little shocked by this, I guess. He's quickly kind of running through his head the code of Heronius, duty to the Archpaladin, duty to the people, and duty to the lady. He's twirling his head, and he stands up. Lords and ladies, friends, it's not a duty that I've ever wanted to acquire. However, I accept. Lady Ilya, I thank you for your confidence. I will now, if you're okay, I would actually like to pick my staff.
Run! Run!
Timble, as the lady has chosen you as chancellor, I'd like you to keep that position.
Yes.
We are in need of a court wizard. Yarn, I ask that you step up.
Since you've already pilfered the previous one's.
He had more shit. I don't know where it is, but he had more shit.
I see Grinna's not here. She must be working on her fabulous machine. Actually, I would like to make her captain of the guard. Kiffy and Squire Tomas, do not worry. I will definitely have something for you to do.
Members of his staff. He must be. We need advisors. I was actually going to see if any of the nobles here had military service, regardless of your age. If we wouldn't put you on the field, but we can listen to your wisdom.
And of course, as a representative of the yeomanry, I pledge the allegiance as ambassador of the yeomanry.
Okay.
I will send word immediately to my father. And by the way, in the heart of Bissell, a new dawn has risen. Major Kellex ascends, a leader newly christened. Lord Protector now, with a vision bold and clear, to guide the land of Bissell to future bright and clear.
Nice. I like it. Okay.
Oh,
You put that on my
I missed the part where you were named Ambassador Plenipotentiary.
Well, I've got that too going for me. Can't even make a mom joke at you. Damn it. Anyway.
Chancellor Timble does have a point about about you, good noble people. I know you have your own lands to protect, but it would be your advice would be well taken.
Many of them, like of course, Lord Protector, we would be happy to serve. So, is the plan to try to hold, or are we to send our peoples to the south?
I think this point, we need some more details, some more information on the best route forward.
Understandable. We will leave. Squires here for you to send word to us, but we must be getting back to prepare our people for whatever your decision may hold.
We have a list of all the noblemen.
I have a list of all the noblemen.
You had updated the NPC list, so I was wondering if they were included in that. Okay. I was asking.
I can get you a list.
Lord
You're
protect.
fine. You're fine. I just
Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
And on top of that, my performance, I rolled a 26.
Oh, damn. Okay.
So
wow.
I'm inspiring and persuading people
you are
to follow.
Yeah.
I'm just pointing that out.
Yeah. Yeah. You are definitely, you've stirred the crowd to a point where you can see a spark of nationalism has ran through the through the group.
Wait a minute, I didn't sing that in the tempo of Deutschland, Deutschland.
Yeah. Let's not go there.
And I have a question. Was it the first finger that Brian has ever given during?
I think it was Brian's first finger. I think that was like, hey, Pop, you get one inspiration. Fuck you. Here's yours.
Here's your inspiration. Yeah.
You know what? She didn't get like a snapshot of that picture. I get the put it on a shirt. And
You got meaning in my life.
Yeah.
You're my inspiration.
Yeah. It's like, hey, Brian, do you have a list of all those nobles? No, not yet. Maybe one day.
Coffee mug right there. Brian fucking giving the finger. I know at least four sales I'm going to make. So
when your dungeon master just like, dude, really? Okay. So
I'll be honest. You fucked us first.
After everybody clears out of the council room, I look over at Kellex and I say, "Now, how are you going to explain when we all leave?"
Yeah, I understand.
he doesn't tell him.
he's just like,
Bob need to know.
okay.
You know what? Do you know how important I am to the yeomanry? And I just left. It's okay. They don't notice.
No one
What's the
cared.
reason you left?
No one cared.
No one cares. That's the delusion, though. Yeah, I'm from Alderaan. So.
Okay, so as the nobles file out and everyone else, except for Lady Ilia, and Lady Ilia stands there and says, "I know that this is a burden to place upon you, but again, my request to you, my last was for you to find us allies, and I know I know that I now have no power, but I would still like for you to make that a priority. Even though, like I said, I know, but I feel that there are things that I must impart with you before, because I know that you must get Lady Melda to wherever she must go. And I feel that is so important to our cause." And you see her walk over to a door off to the side and open it. And at that point in time, 4 servants walk in, and they are carrying certain items. And they place them down on the table, each one in front of each individual person. Kellex, they lay in front of you I believe you wield a hammer. Is it that you normally?
Warhammer.
Okay. Well, this is a warhammer. It is. It looks to be of very specialized magics have been woven into it, and you now have a +3 warhammer.
Ooh.
Russ, they hand to you a staff that glows with reddish flame. It is called a staff of fire, and you can actually find that in the inventory sheets thing. So you can add that to your things.
The Russ is a flamer. Got it.
I'm just hot, and you're jealous.
To Kiffy, what they lay in front of you is, it looks to be some sort of an attachment that you can add to your hammer, which gives it a little bit more boost of power, which brings it to a +3 hammer.
You got a battery pack.
Nice.
Oh!
He's over there unscrewing the pommel, shaking out the old batteries, tossing in some energizers. Yeah.
Okay, there's a shaky weight, right?
Yeah.
It is like a shake weight.
A shake weight. That's messed up. Oh, Lord. To Grenna, they bring to you a short bow, and this bow is very, very interesting. You can feel the magic pulse through it in such a way that you see that it you no longer need ammunition. All you have to do is pull back the string, and a bolt magically appears, an arrow of electricity. It's a bow, an arrow of electricity. It is a +3 bow.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just gonna put this out there, Pop. You fucked up. You should have named us all positions, so we all got shit.
Hold on, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. We're not done
Well, I
yet.
know. I guess that with you being a ambassador to the Yomery, and then
I
of course,
understand.
He cares.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. So we're not done yet. Patience. Let's see. Let me just see what we got here. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. So, to you, Tomas, you are handed a special. It looks to be a chain, and so what it does is you attach it to your weapon, and any time that you can attach it to any weapon you wish. It automatically makes it a +3 weapon, but it also makes it a chain of returning, so you can automatically whip it back to you, so you would never lose it. Pretty cool. Cool. But you can affix it to any weapon you have.
Mortal Kombat, get over here.
First of all, does it take an attunement? This is actually rules. Does it take an attunement to put it to another weapon or anything like that?
No, yours does not does not. You don't need attunement. Everyone else's, though, unfortunately, will require, except for Kiffy. Kiffy, you do not require attunement for that item.
And is attaching it to another weapon a free action?
No, it would actually be a standard action.
Okay, it's a standard. No, because I get it. It's kind of a cool thing.
Yeah,
got it. So I'm going to call it my Devo chain.
Devo chain. I like it. It works. It works. And then Timble, as they step over to you, they hand you a very it's a very strange looking dagger. The blade, you would almost kind of think if it was a little bit longer, it would be almost a short sword, but it is just so razor thin. But you notice that the handle feels hollow. And as you look along the blade, it looks as though there are two channels that come from the hilt. It's a +3 dagger, but it can hold poison. Literally, almost every time that you use it, you will apply poison damage to whoever you hit with it.
But he has to apply the poison, right?
No, the
poison.
The poison only has to be poured into the hilt, and can be used. I believe it can be used 20 times.
Is this like the old vial of poison DMG?
Yep, pretty much.
Got it.
It's like a, yeah. And depending on the poison that you use, it will, that's what you can pour into it, whatever you decide.
So can I put one poison in one channel and another poison, and possibly hit them with 2 effects?
Yeah, you could actually do that because there's actually 2 different channels. There's two different sections of the handle.
There's 3.
Which is pretty cool.
Well, on a critical fail, then maybe both you give him 2 poisons that make him supercharged.
Well, that would be good.
Yeah, well, that's me just trying to fuck Albie over.
Okay.
Well, there is that triad again.
Your dryad friend.
She's no friend of mine now.
Okay. So with that, Lady Ilia says, "Well, I hope that these will come in useful to you, and thank you so very much for everything that you've done for Bissell."
Lady?
Yes.
Where are the seals of state?
She says, "Yes, I should turn those over immediately. Chamberlain Temple, if you will, I will take you to the Margrave's office, where we shall collect his those seals."
Oh, official items of state.
Yes, of course.
And then, as your man, where would you like to take you? Do you have thoughts on your personal disposition, where you would like to go?
I guess I should probably just go home. I guess this event is. At least I have a general idea that my cousin is not angry with me any longer, and she would probably at least let me hide out there.
There is this thing that I'm loyal to Bissell because of your loyalty to Bissell.
Well, I will always be loyal to Bissell, and hopefully one day I'll be able to return here. Not to rule, of course, but maybe I'll find a nice little place to call home.
Well, maybe we can use you in state.
With an RV, a recreational vehicle.
We can use you in state.
Live in a.
As
The movie with the worst Russian accents in the world.
She can live in a van down by the river. Yeah.
Oh, when I saw that beer, I just laid there and said, "Man, I wonder what that beer tastes like."
Okay.
I think maybe we can use you in this transition rather than having you, because you're my loyalty is to you and to your house. If you were to leave here, then I would be failing my own oath by remaining here and not going with you, or I just have to see to your safety.
I understand.
Would you want to? Would you come with us? And maybe we could see if the grandmother, the mother of the queen, and I need to see you safe in some place not where Sterich can easily reach you.
She says, so I shall travel to Celene?
Yeah.
Okay. I've never been to Celene, so this should be interesting. You say that those that are there are, well, I mean, they may be the allies we definitely want.
Actually, Albie, if we're going to put her in exile, I think Sterich is actually the right spot. We can put her in the 97, which is an
Not
established
making
unit.
farming of the lady.
I think that puts her completely out of everybody else's.
I think it does too. But I think Celene would be better, and it also lends some agency to our.
I agree. I agree where Celene is important. We can open up a communication channel with Celene and put her in steerage. Because we got to split our differences here, right? This is actually.
We're going to have to travel to Sterich, then to Celene.
No. Russ has got teleport. He can teleport us to fucking Sterich, drop her there.
One time.
Yeah, but you also you have the spell book, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I can do the spell.
No, you can learn it.
Maybe in a couple of levels, but not right now.
Time out. I'm used to playing. If you have a spell book that has a spell, you can cast up a couple levels.
Cast it up a level as a scroll, and I'm not going to do that.
Goddamn Russ. I do think Sterich is where we stick her because nobody will look there. Everybody's going to be looking towards Celene. We stack her into Sterich.
Why are they going to be looking towards Celene?
Why would they be looking in Celene? I don't get that.
All right,
I think that's where I think that's the natural place. We stick everybody with the elves because they're. I mean, as a human, I would think when everybody runs away, they all run to the elves. They're alive for 700 years. So
here, the Lord Protector tell a troop of cavalry to take the Lady Ilya to Sterich. Is a troop of cavalry better protection than you, Albie?
No.
Okay. I think you're mistaken. But here's the deal. We're not going to take her to Celene.
My oath isn't to hand her off to other people when she's in danger.
Understand? We're not taking her to Celene. I mean, we're not.
Actually, I'm not taking her to other people. I'm taking her to a place where I have defended. I have set down ground. I have made that my place. It's the most trusted place that I can get. And as a neutral fallback, we give her a place to fall back into the yeomanry if we need to take a political stance in that direction.
Okay. We cannot take her to Celene. Politically, we cannot take her to Celene. Think about it. Politically. No, think about it. We would be showing up as... We're going to show up as supplicants. We're going to be showing up as supplicants in need if we bring her. Okay? So, if we take her with us, we've lost. They're going to look at us and go, no.
By your definition, the existing ruler is not Lady Ilya. The existing ruler is
the Lord Protector.
So he can't go by that definition.
Yes, he can.
We're taking the lady.
The Lord Protector.
Diplomatic service.
You're not.
And besides,
either you're not understanding or I'm not explaining it.
Hey, Kimball, I will even go so far as if shit hits the fan, I'll carve out this portion and call it and declare for the yeomanry as an ambassador to protect her. It will be a piece of the yeomanry. And Brian's over laughing. He's like, how weird can these guys take this shit?
Well, we can take it really weird. No.
I just think that we could take her and she could be on the island, and if we succeed, great. We all go home. If we don't succeed, well, at least she's someplace relatively safe that, well, I mean, nobody really has to know other than Grandma and some druids that she's even there.
Well, let's put it in another perspective. Do we think the tree will fall? That's the target. Pav, your Lord Protector. I'm offering you my home to the point that if it came down to it, I would declare my home part of the yeomanry to protect her.
I'm waiting for Russ or now Tim to chime in. This is kind of fun.
Oh, look, here's how I see it. We need to take the core
30
group.
minutes, by the way, guys.
We need to take the core group. Go back to
So
Celene. We need to finish business, kill whatever her name is, sorceress. Get Melda back into power, and then come back to Bissell with the Elven army. Easy, right?
All right, Timble, you're next.
I want to take her. I want to stash her there on the island. Then we go do our business with the Elven court. Sentisha be damned. I don't think even if she goes crazy, starts tearing things up, I think Grandma's going to be okay. We may not be, but Grandma's going to be okay. So I think Lady Ilya would be okay. That's my thought. And I don't see any tie that anyone would think that she would be going there. Plus, we're only going there for a night after all, correct? I mean,
We don't
we're
know
going
that.
there to do that before anyone would know she's even left.
But that's exactly why I would take her to Starridge. And for the record, Pav,
And
we
it's
all know Tomas's visions of grandeur, and we recognize that his grasp on ambassadorship and all that kind is tenuous at best. But it does lead an interesting question. I think it'd hold.
Of course you would. You crazy bastard.
Well, that's why I'm here.
Master Kiffy, Captain Grinna, you guys.
Oh, look at this app.
I think it's important that we complete our mission. I don't think the elves will really care about Lady Ilya either way. So,
And Grinna, you know you were promoted to Captain of the Guard, right?
I just found.
Surprise.
Hey, congratulations!
Okay, I forgot I was a lieutenant.
Most do.
The rank of penis is nothing to me.
Oh boy.
All right.
Okay. So.
And then I'll ask Lady Ilya. I know you don't feel like you have any power here, but I would very much appreciate your opinion.
I'm not really too sure exactly. The elves do not know I'm coming. I think if there was a way that maybe I should, if there's maybe another way, maybe you could go ahead and talk with the elves and see if it is fine for me to go into exile. I can remain here. I am surrounded by the faithful, and if you can get word either back to me, or if there's a way that you could transport me once I know that it is good and safe, then maybe that would probably be the better way. Like I said, I don't
understand my thoughts. I wasn't seeking exile there. I was seeking a safe place while we handle this, and then we bring you back with us, and then we look at where we stand. Because right now, without the military might of Celene behind us, it's definitely we have to find another place.
I understand.
If we get Celene's help, there is a possibility we could make a stand. But that's a different option. I was just bring you along for a night.
And that's why I'm proposing Sterich, because Sterich is a great intermediary. If she has to fall back into another area,
Drop her off there, then go there. We don't have that option.
yeah, but at least at Sterich we can get her. I think it's the opposite direction that the enemy is thinking. We could drop her there, put her in exile, figure out for a moment, and then if she needs to drop south, we can roll her into the yeomanry to protect her with a vanguard, and then we can go out and confront whatever needs to be under obviously Lord Protector's command.
Yeah, more protectors, more people to be walking around doing stuff and being seen by perhaps enemy agents.
No, we're in the vanguard. We're going the opposite direction.
When we start getting all these people around
ping,
and putting her in exile, we have to take her household when we put her in exile. That's not what I'm doing.
No, we don't want to figure out our household.
Overnight, and we come back.
Thank you all.
Man, the yeomanry is like Indiana. They're like mobile homes.
So, this is what I feel. I agree with Lady Ilya that our first mission is to go to Celene. That she can wait here. Not saying that she will come to Celene once we are done there, but that will at least give us an idea of the environment, the situation that we may be putting her into. If we feel that the situation is not good, then we can take her to Sterich. If we realize that we feel like that will be the safest place for her, then we'll send her to Celene. Is that agreeable?
Well, where are the breaks there? Because I think here's the problem: it's going to collapse really fast. We're already in a position that an entire nation has collapsed to here. So
I know. We have 2 weeks, or at least less than 2 weeks now. Last time. So I'm thinking there is some time. We're not going to be spending a lot. As far as I know, we're not going to be spending a lot of time in Celene.
Which is why I thought it would be fine to take her along,
Yeah.
not as part of our party, but for her to perhaps be a guest of the grandmother on the island while we go and do what we're going to do. If we succeed, then we just bring her back here, and we can start working towards whatever your decision will be.
Okay.
I thought just an overnight, not to have her in exile with the elves.
Okay.
all right, hey, Russ has got one.
Yeah, guy. I've got an important point. I've got a way to get us there. We don't necessarily have a way to get back.
Well, remember the grandmother. Sounds like she has the ability to do these things.
Understand. But it could take us a couple of weeks to get back.
Because she can only send us places she has been before. She's never been to Bissell.
I'm willing to volunteer to take her there.
But where?
Bissell.
I'm not sure you understand, but we'll just go with that. Whatever makes you feel. Elevator.
Where was the closest she sent us last time? How did we get back here?
It was another wizard.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The wizard.
We only have the one teleport scroll, and that's it. Right?
Yeah, remember, let's see, the wizards that you've dealt with so far have been Bilius, who was the wizard in Istavan. You had Morsivy, who is the court wizard for Celene. And then, of course, you had the court wizard here in Bissell, who is dead, unfortunately.
The Celene wizard. That's
Moss Isley.
Yeah.
He was, and if I remember right, we felt that he was pretty, he's not like, he's an okay guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
A little absent-minded, but okay.
So we could have the grandmother come with us, and then she could take Lady Ilya back to Celene.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we do that.
So that's the plan.
Is that the? Are you guys okay with that?
Well,
What's the
no. Here's the thing, Lord Commander. The yeomanry, as ambassador to the yeomanry, as you know it, we support whatever decision, and I wholeheartedly put whatever force that I have within my power behind you.
And that is very much appreciated.
You're good alive.
Anybody else got anything?
Well,
What was your decision?
Thanks.
We just
All
need
right.
to make sure we have defenses in place before we leave.
I'm sorry, what was that, Captain?
We need to make sure we have defenses in place for the people that will be staying here. before we leave. But I've already asked for all non south.
You keep breaking up.
talk into the microphone.
Wait, no. There, is that better?
Yeah. Actually.
I have
Melissa,
already plans to have the non packed up in the south. All the able bodies put to work trying to create a death trap. Keep them from being able to go down the road straight. But we need to make sure all the defenses are set here, happen before we can get back. Otherwise, the city is going to completely fall, and we're not going to have any base of operation other than a magic.
This
And
actually
it's not
brings
even
up,
in our kingdom.
I think Granna brings up a really interesting point. If we have to come back here in a hasty fighting position, I think Yarn should have a location that we all agree upon that's a tactical fallback when he teleports us back.
I'm
He
not
can't
teleporting you.
transport us back.
God, what good are you? Shit. Fireball in one room. Damn, that's all you good for?
You right now. Follow the bouncing ball, my friend.
Okay, I've got a one-shot teleport. That's it. One. Single. Ein.
Why can't you copy that in your spellbook?
It's above his level.
So let's
Significantly above
do this.
the level.
If for some reason
That's
we are
significant.
delayed,
Above his
okay.
level, and he's at elementary school.
Oh shit, man! Now your old lady's even talking shit on your spell abilities.
I've been having fun in the chat. You guys are ignoring me. Great.
I don't look at chat because I'm too old and I can't see that lighting. So.
yeah, and I usually keep it on roll 20 unless we're doing
You're
something on the map.
jealous
so.
of my new
All
phone.
right. All right, so let's put it this way. If for some reason we are delayed, let's say within 2 or 3 days after we leave, then we will have the Lady Ilia transported to Marydale. Does
Wow.
that sound reasonable?
What good does
Ow.
that do?
Are we
I can
going
try
to do
to-
it?
For
Or are we
fall.
gonna
I don't
ensure-
know, it makes me feel good.
Well, actually, I'm not interested in what good does it do. How are we going to get her transported there?
With an honor
Well-
guard.
It will have to be with an armor guard and undercover.
No, actually, do we have any mass transport or teleport spell that she can use? And then she
We've been over
could.
this.
We got one. We need to get to Celene, and Lady Ilia already said our priority is to get allies.
And I can. And this scroll will take 8.
Unless Timble wants to go make nice with his necromancer kitty cat lady and get us a magic ball.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Now I do have one of those magic balls to the Underdog, but I don't think that that's a good place to go.
No, but he can go play nice with Kitty and get some balls.
Actually,
Has the
Timble,
mouse
do
returned?
you have any more of those little gadget balls?
Brian, has my mouse returned?
Your mouse has actually returned.
Can you use your mouse on my balls to like somebody to
God. Oh, Lord.
I don't know what your kink is, but
Mouse.
maybe you should go down into the city and look around there. Maybe
Have
you
we
can
come
put
up with a plan? We decided anything?
Yeah, we actually we're kind of working towards it.
working our way.
Until the
Here's
mouse ball showed up?
Okay, so now
Actually,
that I know
Brenna
we're
pointing
going
out that we had an alternative method. So that's brilliant on your part, Brenna.
my moments of greatness.
I actually am acknowledging it. Congratulations.
And how painful was that for you?
All right, so we're what Timble? What did your? I'm sorry, I'm not out of character. What did your mouse have? Did you pass that on? Sorry, Gil was asking me a question. So
Yeah,
No, I was simply waiting.
yeah, Timble, if you will, being that I cannot actually bring up your letter, if you'll go ahead and read the letter, I can go ahead and answer. Because if I bring up your letter, it kills all the video feed.
The Timble's letter. I know how this goes. Blah 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 blah. We need help. So. Go ahead, Timble. I love you.
Where do I find this letter?
I think you posted it. I think you posted it in Discord somewhere.
What I sent to you on
Yep.
Discord?
Yep.
You want me to read that?
Yep, if you don't mind.
Ooh, enact it.
Orate.
Okay. I sent a message stating, the king has fallen. My immediate concerns are for Ilya. I'm uncertain of the crown's succession. I'm concerned with the ladyship's protection. We must keep her safe, as I assume the military assistance in our war with Ket is predicated upon a sense of stability in Bissel's rule.
I love it.
Your leaving troubles me also. Please be careful, dear Raven. Please travel with care, perhaps quietly, taking up residence or pretend to be another for a time being. The world may be the world would be a darker place without you. And I have so many people on my list to avenge. With my warmest regards, Timble.
So the message that you received back is that, yeah, dearest Timble, I have arrived in Amarillo. If you need, I can hide Lady Ilya here in my tower, but you must give her the orb of teleportation that I have given you. Once she uses it, she will be teleported to my tower here. So if that is your if that is your wish, then I readily stand to help Lady Ilya. Thank you so much for your kind words, and we will be seeing and talking to each other again soon. Yes, with much affection, Raven.
Is it like XXX?
She doesn't do that sort of stuff. She's too,
We're adults.
Man.
and it's
So
above.
you can't get us any more balls. Got it.
I will talk with Lady Ilya, and I do not know her relationship with Lady Raven. If she knows of her, what the...
She doesn't really know who she is.
Okay, I'll explain.
Raven's
who she
weird.
is.
Okay.
And I will also... I'll just explain who she is, and
Okay. So
Mike,
so after some conversation with Lady Ilya about the nature of Raven, and also that Ilya's asked if you trust this woman to actually be a good and stalwart ally, she feels that you are that it's probably not a bad idea. And if at least Raven knows of your intentions, and it's not like you're just... So it's up to you what you want to do, because Ilya is fine with that idea, and it would definitely get her out of the area.
So our options are send her there, Old 97, and where?
Or Celene.
Or Celene.
Take
Yeah.
her to Celene with us. Send her to the Vespi Forest, which is just mind-boggling politically what we're doing. But and then
Yeah, because she would actually be in hiding in Raven's tower.
no, and it's accepted.
And her place is in where, Vespi?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
it's in the capital city of Amarillo.
You see how
Amarillo
weird
in the
that's
morning.
getting to me? I mean, boy, I think I would be fine with it.
Okay.
I
And I hate to ask, where is that located at?
Okay, the Vespi
Here's the
Forest is
I'm trying to find it.
okay.
It's like where is Waldo, but different.
Northeast of Bissell.
Yeah, it's northeast of Issel. Yes.
Which puts her still in line of a lateral move. If everything shifts this
There's
way.
There's a mountain range between them.
Yep.
Howling Hill.
I
I believe that Celene, we're going to be tied to Celene, and Ket knows this, right? They know they are used to be. They probably are aware that they used to be our allies, and there's a problem there. With Marydale, we are tied with that directly through Squire Tomas. So I'm thinking an unknown location probably would be the best bet. We're not tied to that anyway. Nobody's been there. We haven't
under
come
the
from there.
protection of a powerful magic.
The downside is we've never been there, so we have to go there and learn if we have to go rescue. Cut out.
Remember when I opened up that portal and we all kind of went in? We've been in.
Yeah.
If Lady Ilya is okay with that.
Well, not there, but at her residence here. Right.
Major Kellix as ambassador from the Yeomanry. I stand beside you at whatever choice you make.
I thank you for your support. So if the Lady Ilya is okay with it, then we will, when she is ready, we can send her to Raven.
Okay.
So the black hole opens up a hole that we all could go in.
You
And
want
we
us
That's
could
to
what
all
your
go
mama
there?
said.
And we could
I-
leave from Ravens to
Okay, I see what you're saying. At least we get there, then we have an
Anywhere.
idea where we're at.
That's counterproductive to the direction to be go.
I was just trying to
We have
assuage.
teleportation, right? Which doesn't really have a difference.
Wait. Time out real quick. To give Grenna some respect, I think she's got a really bad mic. Hey, Grenna, can you turn on your mic and Russ turn his off and you can talk for a second? Because I wanted to hear what you say.
Well, so what you're saying is, I want to make sure I understand. You want to use the orb from the kitty cat lady to go to her tower, and then use the teleportation scroll to go to Celene?
Mm-hmm. I basically want to escort Lady Ilya there, and then we can leave.
It would make sure that she's safe. And we have the teleportation scroll.
I could probably get some smoochies.
All right.
By the way, because of the teleportation, we get to move your incredibly heavy artillery object with us.
Nope.
Have you been
A
instructing?
modern day mortar weighs over 350 pounds. It's staying where it is.
And it's more magnificent than the monorail.
More practical at any rate. Although I can dance on it if you want me to.
You know what? Homer Simpson already proved that in the world of the monorail, it is the most practical thing ever. So you're wrong.
Death machine.
And maybe, just maybe, we can get another couple of orbs from the Raven.
Might give us a
As
chance
a
to
backup plan.
The yeomanry stands behind Major Kiffy.
Major Kiffy.
If I may take a few moments.
Major Kleenex, sorry.
If I could take a few moments, I'm going to step out for a moment, and I'll write a quick missive to for the mouse, and say
Teleport.
to let you know. I think maybe we would all come through and escort Lady Ilya, and then leave from your place, if that is possible. Give me a chance to see you at least.
5
So you can
minutes.
see us on
5
our
minutes,
way.
guys. 5 minutes.
But we would also perhaps be able to pick up an orb or two to be able to leave Celene should it become problematic.
Well, we would think those orbs would be reserved for. We would think those orbs would be reserved for, like, priority clients, for lack of a better word. Are you putting us in a priority client, or we are more of a defender as we go?
The mouse is on its way.
See the mouse just uses the spice and folds space, so it's pretty quick. Okay, so all right, very good.
Does this work for you, Brian? We were all pissed off at each other at the end of the game. We're like, no, I'm not going to do this.
See, power corrupts, obviously, right?
Yep.
So much.
I think so. Like, he's gonna do his best to get this freaking conflict done so he can get off this chair.
I'm with you. I'm the new king. I'm a new.
I want Kellex to return triumphant and then, like, put all of his political enemies to the sword and just take power.
Wait a minute, we gotta officially end of the game before this is not DM advice.
Yeah. Alrighty. Okay, so I think this we're gonna call it for the evening. I was almost wondering if you guys were actually gonna make it back to Celene this evening, but unfortunately you didn't. But that's okay. That's okay. It's not a biggie.
Wait. So we have to go to Celene?
Why some shit in the government never gets done.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So folks, make sure to check back with us in 2 weeks, because next week I have something going on that night. So it will be, let me check the old calendar. It's actually going to be the 2nd of May. So just check back with us on the 2nd of May, where we'll be playing again right here. We'll try to get back to like a normal schedule, hopefully.
And hey, Brian, can I get a second?
Yeah, sure.
And if anybody's listening and they made it this far, holy shit, congratulations.
Good on you.
I'm sitting here debating on how we're going to carry on different adventures outside of the Princess Celene. And this is a great point. Do you want to see one-shots? Do you want to see a one-shot adventure of Boot Hill? Do you want to see a one-shot adventure of Star Frontiers?
Ed may have had too many shots.
No. Actually, the comment is, put it down below. If you want to see a one-shot of Star Frontiers, I think we can do a one-shot of Star Frontiers. I think I can do a one-shot of, hey, let's all create 9th level characters in Basic Edition and go through original Tomb of Horrors.
Oh, Jesus.
Or something like that.
Jesus.
So you're going to have a 30-minute live stream.
That's not going to last.
I'm putting it out there. I'm going to say what
Open the door and kill it
people
off.
want to see.
Oh, God.
I'll put this out here. I will put it out here. the first person that comments below that is not part of Brian's cult, to include your children,
Oh, okay.
I will run that adventure. If they say, I want to see Tomb of Horrors, I want to see...
Oh, God.
I will run that.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
As a one-shot.
That sounds fun.
Take it down incoming.
Yeah, that'll be pretty
Incoming.
extreme. That'll be pretty
And by the
extreme.
way, I love the fucking sunglasses, man. That fucking shit works tonight.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, so check back with us on May 2nd, same time, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. If anybody is watching this weekend, Sunday evening at 6:30 is Call of Cthulhu with Rob and some of the other crazy people from the other group. So check with them. Saturday night will probably be Helldivers 2. Hopefully we'll get some people in there. I know that Pav's been hanging out with me for the last couple of weekends, getting literally blasted.
I plan on loading up this weekend.
Nice.
To get it on there.
Okay, cool.
Time.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it would be a lot of fun. I think it would be fun if it was like we could get like you guys. Yeah, that would be fun.
I got it. So I'll actually have to log in sometime.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We'll definitely.
Exactly.
We'll definitely be
too small.
Yeah, we'll definitely be playing that on Saturday.
Come on, guys. Grinda, you guys can join too. You have 2 4-people squads. Killing bugs. Hugging each other.
Starship Troopers. Starship Troopers.
Hugging each other, getting covered in slime.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
There's a lot of that. Alrighty, guys. Well, thanks again. I hope you all had a good time. I know I did. Hopefully you can use those wonderful items, and remember to level up. So that's important. Make sure to do that before our next time out. And I guess we'll chat with you all later.
Hey, for the record, Brian, I'm still not sure what level I'm going to take. I might take a level of something a little bit unusual.
Okay.
What a surprise!
No big shocker there, I guess.
Well, I'm the only multi-level or multi-class character that's had the balls to do it. So, nut it up or shut up.
That's inaccurate.
Schizophrenia. That's all it is.
It is schizophrenia, but god damn it, it feels so good.